economy to local government system and administration in Nigeria. This is because we believe, without minimizing words, that the presumed failure or the inability of local councils to carry out about glaring grassroots development in Nigeria that would have a positive impact on the lives of our ordinary Nigerians is easily attributed to the total lack of local government election in Nigeria. Properly so called, in Nigeria, it is common knowledge that most of the local government administrators are imposed on the people, which makes it naturally difficult for the citizens to hold them accountable. It is worthy of note that no matter the laudable programs of any administration at the federal level, without corresponding effort at the local government level, it will all amount to little or no impact on the lives of the Nigerian people. One of the major functions of duly elected councillors is to make bylaws for the good governance and development of all local government area council in Nigeria. But apparently, the constitutionally assigned functions has been greatly eroded by the excessive interference and impunity of our governors. These governors act with reckless impunity against elected local government chairmen. We have 774 LGAs and over 3,000 councillors in Nigeria, and having this large administrative network not applied optimally for the benefit of the Nigerian people is a major setback in our democracy. The current law as regards the administration of local government in Nigeria no longer serves the interest of the Nigerian people and must be urgently reviewed to save and promote effective local government council system as expected in a proper democratic presidential system. IPAC makes a bold declaration today, and without maxing any words, that the State Independent Electoral Commission says are the greatest democratic fraud foisted on our electoral democracy. This is the major reason we stressed that the conduct of local government election becomes the responsibility of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. This is because from the conduct of state election by Independent Electoral Commission state, thus far, it is impossible to get a free, fair, and credible election under the existing arrangement. The current system encourages massive rigging because CS are under the whims and caprices of the state government and the political party in power in each of the states across Nigeria. As we have seen over the years, parties that control such states will stop at nothing to tailor the result in their own favor. That means in the favor of their own party. The opposition party in the state is always left with nothing. If local authorities have autonomy and cannot guaranteed, it will be easy for the people to hold them accountable. And this will in turn bring development closer to the people, thus make it for a robust democracy. What is going on presently at the local government level in Nigeria is a mockery of our democracy. There is urgent need for all stakeholders to work together purposefully to establish the needed environment for good governance to grow and save our people from bad leadership at the local government level. The State Independent Electoral Commission is the greatest electoral abracadabra. The more you see, the less you understand. It pulls on our electoral democracy, and if by any of our instance to rescue our people from this electoral rascality, any state governors feel aggrieved or seems to be more interested in funds meant for the local government council, let him resign and contest as local government chairman, and he or she should be rest assured of our support. The bottom line of our request is a call for National Electoral Reform Conference. Electoral Reform Conference that will be able to sit down as major stakeholders, political parties, state media, and every other arm of government to review our current electoral processes. And finally, our recommendation, State Independent Electoral Commission, Section 7 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, 1999, related to the place of local government as the third tier of government, should be amended to specifically guarantee the existence, establishment, structure, composition, finance, functions, and tenure of local government under our Constitution. Section 153, Section 197, and the test schedule to the Constitution should be amended to provide for the following redesignation and reordering of our State Independent Electoral Commission. And we must go further to state that the joint and local government account should be totally abolished. And this is our recommendation. That section 162(5)(7) of the Constitution should be amended to abolish the joint state local government account. Section 162(5)(7) of the Constitution should be further amended to provide that any amount standing to the credit of the local government council in the federation account should be paid directly to the various local governments going forward. Thank you very much. We have in our midst somebody who have done local government chairman before, but we will not mention that. Who has done local government and know how much, if there was coming to his local government at the time, and how much he did with it, and what he did for his people. If you remember at the time, when we talk about bad laws being made by local government, it is no longer in existence. If you have the power to sack, hire and sack, then nobody shares power with the governor in the state as we speak. What we are saying is for the good development of our communities. As we talk, schools are closed down, community health centers are no longer working because money meant for the local government council does not get to them. If this money gets to them, the people can now hold local government officials responsible. Tell me how many local government officials have been arrested. They have not been arrested because they have no responsibility to carry. They have nothing to do. So the issue is that when there are matters, as we go on in this matter, we will continue to support that the local government autonomy, both financial and electoral autonomy, are taken care of. And we know that this matter is before the court of law. The court will decide on it. But what we are saying for us is to continue to stand for the electoral freedom of the local government area council. For that, we will not mind us in any way that because one of the failure of our multi-party experience, let me tell you, the reason why our multi-party experience has failed is because there are no local councils elections. Because if you have 774 local government and you have 91 parties, you know that the parties are not much. Because look, local government in Ikeja is as big as even the 3 million population of Jamaica. If a party wins that, it will be enough for the party to go on to run his mandate and manage his affairs. So because of that lack of local government election, our stakeholders are focusing too much on national elections that are not enough for everybody. We have over many thousands of councillors that will be elected that are not there as we speak. These are foundational grounds for building new political leaders, younger people. Yeah, we hear that 26 years old have been given commissioner, but they are preferable to have learned from the grassroots and the councillors, and then come up to be perfect leaders. There is no community in the world, whether in America or in Britain, that there are no way foundational process of grooming leaders. So we cannot be here and be jumping the gun and expect the best to come out of our country. For us, our consultation of this press conference is that we want a free, fair, and credible elections for local government, and we stand behind the abolition and scrapping of state independent electoral commission because they have not served any purpose. They are not going to serve any purpose, and they will not serve any purpose apart from the purpose and interest of the state governors. Council, at the end of the day, protect the interests of our members. Our function mainly in Nigeria, in the Inter-Party Advisory Council, is to continue to work to see that elections in Nigeria are credible, whether conducted by INEC or safe, to see that the elections in Nigeria are fair, to see that the elections in Nigeria are non-violent, and that power is not something that will be taken by force, but taken through the instrumentality as created by the Constitution through the voting right given to the Nigerian citizen. That is our mandate, and I assure you going forward, you will hear more from us until we get to 2023. My leader. Congratulations. Congrats.